He's a hoe.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
Welcome to the real winners and losers from NFL Week 13. We know nothing. The Panthers shocked the Rams. It's crazy, but we can't give teams too much credit for beating the Eagles or Chiefs anymore. The Vikings put on a historically bad offensive performance. The AFC South is a shit show. The Bears are in first place in the NFC. Thanksgiving feels like an eternity ago, but there was some pretty damn good football there. The Lions have lost their roar, and on Monday night, the Patriots kept their quest for first place intact. Before I reveal the real winners and losers, we have the Blop 10 plays. Starting with the Levis 11. The most Levis looking play this week was an easy choice. Max Brosmer in the red zone. Levis is the fuck out of this throw to try and avoid taking a big sack and instead throws a pick six. In a game Minnesota was only trailing by 3 at that time. Upon seeing this for the first time, Will Levis accidentally shot another load of mayo right into his coffee. Blop 10, Jared Goff drops the flea flicker with Tom Brady on the call.
Oh, man. Quarterbacks dropping footballs. We have great hands. We're always playing catch with one another. Jared, make us look good.
Blop 9, James Cook forces 2 fumbles on himself. This is truly the greatest failure by a James Cook since 20 of his crew members got scurvy on the voyage home from New Zealand in 1773. Blop 8, turkey fisting. More turkey fisting and turkey choking.
I don't know.
As if getting cooked and eaten wasn't bad enough, this turkey had to take a hand right up the A-gap. I guess this is the Cowboys version of the tush push, though. Blop 7, Ben Johnson takes it all off, and he did it for free wieners. Johnson, wiener. For each consecutive win, though, Ben Johnson will remove an additional item of clothing, and he will be completely nude by the divisional round. And Bears fans will go from bear down to bear up. Blop 6, Ravens fans all left the stadium.
We got a lot of time here.
And it was so quiet, you could actually hear Joe Burrow counting down the play clock for his offensive line.
8, 7, 6.
Literally counting it down right now.
The Ravens fans who were still in the stadium were watching Family Guy. But that's just because the Ravens are too cheap to pay for Paramount Plus, so they could watch South Park instead. Also, I extended the Black Friday sale at benchwarmershop.com till tonight, Tuesday night, midnight. Last chance to get 20% off everything at the store, coffee, merch, whatever you want with code GOODSHIT. A great gift for the holiday season. Blop 5, Jalen Hurts throwing the football. Hurts called this 2 guys on different pages. Let's not be too hard on them, okay? They've only played together for 7 seasons in between college and the NFL. Blop 4, the Falcons muffed the fair catch. Oh, and it's on the 1-yard line. The Jets got the ball on the 1. And New York followed this up with what was inarguably their most impressive drive, start to finish, this season. Blop 3, Max Crosby has done the impossible. He's gotten a personality out of Justin Herbert. If you really squint your eyes, you can see old Philly Rivers in those throwback Chargers uniforms. Start gearing up, Madison Beer. Blop 2, the Vikings game day promo included undrafted quarterback Max Brosmer, place kicker Will Reichard, and punter Ryan Wright. So Justin Jefferson really is getting traded, isn't he? Sometimes it's hard to believe these guys play the same sport as Myles Garrett. Blop. Oh, fuck, what number are we on? Blop what?
Yeah, I look at... I forgot the... I'm sorry.
Rodney Harrison.
The best way to attack them. They don't
what have you seen from Washington's defense?
I'm sorry, they just don't have... It's a lot of stuff going on. I'm sorry.
There's a lot going on up here. There's a lot going up on here. There's a lot going here. I can't remember.
Discipline on the defensive side of the ball.
Yep.
That's it.
Seriously, is Rodney okay? Can somebody check in on Rodney, please?
Whoops.
And Blop 0, Mr. Koo more like Mr. Magoo, allow me to highlight the worst field goal attempt in NFL history. I'm sorry to do this to you, Younghoe Koo, but as a professional kicker, the first step to succeeding is actually kicking the ball. I've watched kindergartners in my daughter's class at recess kick with more accuracy and coordination than this, and they were hopped up on apple juice and Kit Kats. The good news for all the young hoes out there.
He's a hoe.
Nope, sorry. The good news for Younghoe is since he never touched the ball, this will not affect his field goal percentage. Koo was cut by the Falcons this season, and unfortunately, despite a solid career, this is what he will always be remembered for.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
Whoops.
I do thank you for giving us a Blop of the Year contender, Younghoe. Probably the only contender you'll ever get to be a part of. Oh, God, I'm sorry, Younghoe Koo. I like you, I'm sorry. What the hell? But I had to roast you. Is this how Jeffrey Ross feels when he wakes up? Shameful? I'm sorry. Losing special teams, though, does go to the New York Giants. Let's stick here at Monday Night Football. The always dangerous Marcus Jones housed a punt in the first quarter for the Patriots, his second of the season. He's the first player since Pac-Man Jones with multiple punt return touchdowns and a pick six in the same season. So you're one shooting at a strip club away from tying Pac-Man in every key stat. The good news, you already played Vegas. New York had a blop kick, gave up a touchdown, and then poor Gunnar Olszewski fumbled after getting just rocked and concussed on another punt return in the first half. The Giants' best special teamer may have actually been Jameis Winston spotting the shanked punt on the sideline for him. I am contractually obligated to say that Drake May is still really fucking good. There are a million Drake May metrics out there every week to choose from to back that up. Today I select this one. In the last 10 games, he's passed for 200 plus yards, rushed for positive yardage, thrown no more than one interception, averaged 8 plus yards per pass attempt, and won the game. He doubled the amount that any other quarterback has ever done that shit, and unlike those other virgins, he taps that booty for a score almost every single week.
He's got a tight booty.
The Patriots crushed the Giants, and it's a shame New England doesn't have a tougher schedule because they're a really good team, and I want to see them play the best. So we're going to have to wait till the playoffs. Conversely, Jackson Dart showed up looking like Anakin, but took a beating like a stormtrooper all night. I think Jackson Dart is also really good, but for the love of God, the Giants' next head coach has to medically remove Dart's desire to die on the football field. Boom! Please subscribe to this YouTube channel. We're almost at 830,000 subs, trying to get to 1 million by, I guess, the end of next season. Unless a miracle can happen. Oh, sorry, wrong way. Unless a miracle can happen, devil. Yes, give me 1 million subs and I will do your bidding, Satan. Today's episode is sponsored by Prize Picks, and very importantly, there's about 30 hours left for you to punish me by hitting our 666 sign-up goal at Prize Picks. I said if we hit that number by December 3rd, I'd commission an artist to paint a Chiefs-themed canvas to hang behind me for the Broncos-Chiefs live stream on Christmas. I'll add to that. I will keep that shit up for every live stream for the rest of the season if KC also wins that game. Just use code TGS if and only if you enjoy playing daily fantasy. I don't want you playing just to help me hit my sign-up goals. That's not what this is about. If you like daily fantasy, guessing player stat totals, 4 games, do it at Prize Picks. They've added prediction markets. In 10 states now, you can make guesses on NFL games and their outcomes. Link below. Code TGS at Prize Picks. Oh, we need 266 signups to hit 666. There you go. That's your motivation. Let us go back to Thanksgiving and ask...
How'd that turkey taste?
Pretty fucking good if you're the Packers. However, I think Tom Brady prefers the taste of human flesh, as he showed up to call the Thanksgiving game as Jeffrey Dahmer.
Oh, he really is.
Think about that the next time you see Brady doing a ninja food processing commercial.
I don't know what's in that.
It's just meat.
He's eating actual ninjas.
Watch out, I'm still coming for you. You're getting older and I'm staying the same age.
Losing ankles Jared Goff, center, stepped on his foot on the first play. Amon-Ra St. Brown rolled his ankle and never returned to this game. Dontavian Wicks rolled his ankle to score his first touchdown. A lot of people argued over whether or not Wicks had possession of the football on that TD. But what caught my eye was Brian Branch literally giving up his position and coverage on Wicks because Branch didn't realize the ball was in the air. Winning presidents? Kennedy, Nixon. Let's hope the Lions don't have to travel to Dallas for the playoffs because we all know how that ends for Kennedy. As for Nixon, I see great success, followed by the NFL's greatest scandal since Deflategate. Despite getting 144 yards from Jameson Williams, my winning duo goes to Jordan Love and Dontavian John Wicks. Love played one of, if not his best games of the season, 4 passing touchdowns, his second highest passer rating this year, and just a bunch of beautiful clutch throws. Love actually hit the longest touchdown pass of his career, 58.2 air yards to Christian Watson. 2 of Love's touchdowns were thrown on 4th down. Dontavian Wicks hadn't caught a TD all season long. He struggled with drops last year, but had 2 tuds in this game, nearly 100 yards, and Wicks earned the winning catch with his clutch hands. It came on 4th down to end the game for the Packers, plus a bonus butt jiggle from Josh Wiley. Let's slow zoom into that butt jiggle to warm us up for our winning kiss. Every kiss begins with La Fleur.
How'd that turkey taste?
I don't know.
The Packers did get away with a false start on 4th and 2 in this game because Matt LaFleur called for a timeout after he saw the false start. Winning response, Matt LaFleur after the game when asked about the false start and if the refs got the call right.
Did they get that right, and what did you see that made you want to?
Of course they got it right. What do you think, Pete?
Couldn't tell, and I never saw it.
I was calling timeout.
Losers, anyone who didn't love the Jack White and Eminem halftime collab. Oh yeah! Nobody does black music better than those 2 white dudes. Oh yeah! Losing fourths, the Lions now have 7 straight failed 4th down conversions, going back to their game against the Eagles. Winning firsts, Jordan Love's 4 touchdowns is the Packers' most on Thanksgiving since Brett Favre. First Packers sweep of the Lions since 2020. Jordan Love now has the most Thanksgiving Day wins for a Packers QB at 3-0. Micah Parsons became the first player with 12 sacks in each of his first 5 seasons. Now, somewhere between 40 and 50 million people watched the Cowboys beat the Chiefs on Thanksgiving. Cool shit. I recapped this game in full, but none of you watched. Uncool shit. It brings me great pride this week, though, to hand the Dak Prescott Award to Patrick Mahomes, going to the player who, no matter what he does, his team fucking loses. Mahomes was on point in this game, and it did not matter. Cool shit. 4 touchdowns, no picks, and even a patent-only Mahomes throw late in the game just to not be able to stop Dallas on 3rd and 2 and fall back to 500. Cool shit. Malik Davis scored his first touchdown since 2022. Cool shit. Chiefs fans were complaining that George Pickens should have been flagged on that game-ending play for taking his helmet off, which earns our winning Hypocrites Award. You, Chiefs fans, it's you. I remember you guys defending L'Jarius Sneed when he took his helmet off on the field while arguing with the refs and didn't get a penalty. George was fixing his helmet that got jarred. And even if that is a penalty, Kansas City still loses. Dallas would just kneel the ball at a different part of the field. Winning officials, this was the most appropriately officiated game in the last 100 years. The refs had the big beefy balls to penalize Kansas City for pass interference 5 times in the second half. They had 4 all season heading into that game.
The dynasty is over.
Cool shit. It takes courage to stand up to Satan like that. And I rewatched the pass interference plays because I needed new spank bank material, and I concluded Kansas City got screwed on one of those calls. This one looks like PI to me, this one looks like PI to me, and this one probably not PI or holding or whatever. Oh, did I just play the same clip 3 times in a row? Yes, because you can go and fuck your nuts, Kansas City. I'll never give you the satisfaction of knowing what happened.
The dynasty is over.
Congrats, though, Chiefs fans. You now know how it feels to be discriminated against like Riley Moss is in your secondary. Cool shit. Losing coward, Nick Wright, who conveniently had Friday off from work after the Chiefs' loss on Thanksgiving. Wherever the music is, Nick cannot face it.
The dynasty is over.
And we had the Bengals beating the Ravens. I thought it might not be the Ravens' night when Isaiah Likely made an incredible play to fumble the touchdown away. Winning comeback goes to Joe Burrow, who missed 10 weeks as he battled wartime levels of foot odor. The broadcast showed the medical-grade odor eaters that Elon Musk and Neil deGrasse Tyson developed to convince Joe's teammates to allow him back into the locker room. Thank you for that, guys. Burrow came back through for 261 yards, 2 touchdowns, and most importantly, took just 1 sack. The Bengals had the ball a lot in this game. So while Joe firing off 46 passes seems high, the Bengals did run the ball over 30 times as well. We all missed Joey B, and there were no limitations in his return, as this 43-yard FDR to Jamar Chase illustrates. They can kill the penny, but the FDR will live forever. Losing offense, the Ravens. Losing QB, Lamar Jackson, who played like he was one of the Browns' last 42 quarterbacks. Lamar was so bad that if he were a Browns QB, Kevin Stefanski would have him behind Shedeur Sanders on the depth chart. It wasn't all Lamar's fault, but this was the Ravens' worst offensive performance in any of Lamar Jackson's starts. Not just this season, ever. Lamar lost 2 fumbles. Zay Flowers and Isaiah Likely each lost a fumble. John Harbaugh and Todd Monken should be locked beneath the floorboards for their dumbass game plan in this one. What are you guys saving Derrick Henry for? The playoffs that you're gonna miss? 10 carries for the King, and there were 2 full quarters where Henry didn't even touch the ball. Either the Ravens are the dumbest team alive, or Joe Burrow is so good his presence alone just makes the Bengals defense playoff caliber. The Ravens offense finished with 5 turnovers. 4 of those were fumbles. Zay Flowers now has more fumbles lost this season than touchdowns. Do you know how hard it is to lose 4 fumbles in a single game to the Bengals defense? There were 13 teams heading into Sunday that didn't have more than 4 fumbles lost this season. It's like the Ravens tried to steal candy from a baby. And then that baby used that candy to destroy them like some sick version of Willy Wonka.
How'd that turkey taste?
The snozberries taste like snozberries.
The Chicago Bears are for real, guys. They vanquished the Eagles mainly due to this week's 2-headed monster. Kyle Monangai and DeAndre Swift. My 2-headed cocaine bear monster devoured the normally stout Eagles defensive front. Shout out Ben Johnson for legit fixing the Bears offensive line. Chicago had 142 rushing yards at the half, which was the most Philly had given up in a half since 2015. Swift and Monangai combined for 255 rushing yards on the day and a pair of rushing TDs. 47 rushing attempts for the Chicago Bears in their victory. Thank you, Ben Johnson. Go ahead and take your shirt off again. The Bears never had a sizable lead in this game, but they controlled the entire affair. Nearly 40 minutes in time of possession, just 3 punts for Chicago. Caleb Williams did a nice job managing the game, which is a smart way to have your young quarterback take on a Fangio defense. My winning bond? The bond between a son and his father sharing a moment as the son gives his football team the double bird. We fucking hate these guys, right, Dad? We hate them. Yes, son, we fucking hate them, but I love you. Jalen Hurts threw his first pick in 156 passing attempts. Kevin Byard snatched it, allowing him to reclaim his league-leading 6 picks on the season. Philly fumbled on the tush push, thanks to Nashawn Wright punching it out. A nice tribute to Mr. Charles Peanut Puncher Tillman himself. That's the 3rd week in a row Nashawn Wright has caused a turnover for the Bears. And the revenge dagger? Let's going to a trio of former Eagles. Kevin Byard, DeAndre Swift, and CJ Gardner-Johnson.
I ain't never lied to y'all, and I ain't gonna start lying. I ain't gonna lie to you. You never like, fuck to this I say, they gonna fold.
Uh-oh, is Is Howie losing his magic touch?
Was the offense too easy? Predictable? Speak your truth!
We've extended our Black Friday sale at benchwarmershop.com. Over 1,000 of you have placed orders already. Thank you so much. But we've got Fuck the Refs, we've got Good Shits Coffee, a dark roast, a medium dark roast. A great gift for the holiday season. Code GOODSHIT's gonna get you 20% off. It's our biggest sale of the year. The curse shirts are there. The Bo Leave shirts are there. Go check it out if you're trying to save some money for your holiday gifts. Devin Achane continues to be the Dolphins' entire offense. Despite finishing with 21 points, Miami only scored 1 TD. Achane got it in early and cranked out 134 rushing yards. The Saints were trailing 16-0 and were bailed out by the greatest false start in NFL history. A winning penalty? That penalty negated a terrible snap over Tyler Shuck's head. Shuck, who really outplayed Tua in this game, hit a wide open Chris Olave on the next play for a touchdown, and then Shuck ran it in for the 2-point conversion himself. The first 2-point play in this game. The most stimulating play, aka the Arthur Smith Award, goes to 3 plays, actually. First, we had a valiant effort by the Saints to tie it late. Tyler Shuck fired an incredible ball to my man Devon Vele in the back of the end zone to cut Miami's lead to 2. Mildly stimulating indeed, but we reached completion when Tyler hucked it and shucked it to, Minka Fitzpatrick for the pick 2. A pick 2 ends the game, right? Wrong, motherlickers. The final stimulating play, the Saints recover the onside kick, and guess who it is? Devon Vele again. New Orleans, though, unfortunately earned the Tua Tagovailoa award, going to the team that almost got it right, but definitely didn't, and it happened against the Dolphins of all teams. The Saints only converted 1 first down after recovering that onside kick, got stuffed on the QB sneak on 4th and 1, becoming victims of overstimulation. Kool-Aid McKinstry had a pretty good game, notching 1 pick and a clutch 4th down tackle that kept the Saints alive late. Was the curse wheel correct again? Yes, from my power rankings, it was correct, and the wheel is simply cruel. It selected Indy for the 3rd time this year. A day later, we learned Daniel Jones fractured his fibula. Ty Warren got the flu, and Sauce Gardner left the game with a leg injury in the first quarter, and of course, the Colts lost a winnable game. Tyler Warren also fumbled on a tush push. The ball fell right to Jonathan Taylor's hands, but the Texans still get the stop on 4th down in the red zone. That stop probably was the difference in that game. What I can say confidently is that Daniel Jones played better than any quarterback in NFL history with a broken leg. Alec Pierce continues to be the most underrated receiver in the league. Josh Downs joined Puka Nacua in making perfect catches that didn't really matter. Losing the division, Indy, who dropped below the Jaguars in the AFC South after falling to Houston. They lost the game, but the Colts' offensive line was a big winner, allowing the Texans to sack broken leg Daniel Jones just 1 time. That's coming off an 8-sack performance, by the way. The Texans have won 4 in a row, and despite CJ Stroud looking off for most of the first half, he forgot where the line of scrimmage was, but Houston grinded out a key win to keep their playoff hopes alive. Nico Collins had 98 receiving yards and a rushing touchdown. He had a big grab late in the 4th. Houston learned nothing from the Colts not being able to pick up a yard on 4th down and did the same fucking thing with the game on the line. Twice in a row, you can't pick up a yard? How about you kick a field goal, you dumb fucks? Winning stop, though, the Texans' defense, not allowing the Colts to win with a touchdown. Houston did kick an extra point in this game that nobody really knows if it was actually good. My solution to that? Goalposts that go higher. Much higher. To the ceiling of the stadiums, I say. And somewhere Ben Johnson was taking it all off. The winning upset was unequivocally the Carolina Panthers dethroning the consensus best team in the NFL, the L.A. Rams. Winning streak, Matthew Stafford, who threw 28 touchdowns this season without an interception. He surpassed that serial killer Tom Brady for most consecutive TDs without a pick ever. And yes, it was a 2-yard TD to Davante Adams. Unfortunately for Stafford, that's where his streak would end. The Panthers' defense has become incredibly opportunistic in the last 2 weeks. The first pick was batted at the line of scrimmage and grabbed by Nick Scott. Nick ended Stafford's streak, which began nearly 300 passing attempts ago in week 3. Stafford then fired another pick, and this one goes for 6, and it's Michael Jackson who had a pick last week as well. Stafford throwing 2 picks in the same game, one to Michael Jackson, is bad. It's dangerous. But also a for Panthers fans, many of whom I am sure are named Billie Jean. I remember a time when Stafford had 28 touchdowns and no picks. Mike Jackson, though, said he would be thinking about that pick 6 when Stafford makes his Hall of Fame speech.
When he's having his Hall of Fame speech, I'm going to be thinking about this pick. So he's great, but at the end of the day, like, it's about who's better that day.
An incredible way to compliment and shit talk someone at the same time. Losing curse the NFL, calling Matthew Stafford 9 before the game, forcing him to play like 9 in this game.
Number 9, number 9, number 9. Number 9.
Winning elder statesman Davante Adams, who now has 117 career TDs, 11 touchdowns in the last 6 games for Adams, and he passes Antonio Gates on the all-time receiving touchdown list. But the Rams fell because of our winning quarterback this week, Bryce Young. Bryce finished with a passer rating of 147 in a game that had 5 lead changes. He threw 3 touchdown passes for 206 yards and was just money in clutch time. As the youngins do, Bryce got high on that coker, dropping a 33-yard FDR on a 4th and 3. That's the first touchdown Emmanuel Forbes had allowed since week 4. The Rams answered quickly, though. Blake Corum had a 40-yard rip and an insane one-handed catch by Puka Nacua. That might be the craziest catch of the year, which was followed by Kyron Williams taking back the lead with the touchdown. But it was Young's work on 4th down that impressed the hell out of me in this game. Last week, we had Purdy Young. This week we had Young Love. Those 2 quarterbacks combined for 4 touchdowns on 4th downs this week. Young was perfect against the blitz. 6 for 6 for 150 yards and those 3 touchdowns. And just when I thought the Rams were going to win it, Matthew Stafford fumbled on 3rd and 10. That was the 3rd turnover of the day for Stafford, who for the first time ever earns our Jameis Winston Award, the Anti-Game Manager Award, and my winning strip. Sorry, Ben Johnson, it's going to Derek Brown. Carolina is 7-6 now, and the Bears jumped the Rams in the standings. The most confusing team in the NFL is the Panthers, who just unseated the top seed in the NFC, have lost to the Saints, beat a team 30-0, and lost multiple games by 25 points. In a lot of ways, they perfectly encapsulate the entire NFL this year, don't they? And somewhere Ben Johnson was stripping buck-ass naked and having fun with the boys. Jets, Falcons, we've got our bed shitters going to the Falcons. You truly do have to get creative to find a way to lose to the 2025 Jets, and the Falcons thought outside the box by muffing a punt at their 2-yard line, as well as allowing an 83-yard kick return, both of which resulted in points for the Jets. They actually got a solid Kirk Cousins game for the first time in a calendar year. Had 142 yards out of Bijan Robinson, but still squandered it all because they couldn't cover A.D. Mitchell? Yes, Adonai Mitchell is my winning receiver. If you'll recall, he was a throw-in on the Sauce Gardner trade, and Mitchell had his first 100-yard game and his first NFL touchdown almost a full 2 years into his career after being drafted in the 2nd round. Bizarrely, he was also the only wide receiver to record 100 receiving yards on Sunday until Zach Ertz, technically a tight end, hit 106 on Sunday night. For one day, A.D. Mitchell was indeed the best wide receiver in the National Football League, and that's the 2025 season for you. He was a huge reason the Jets won, plus a 41-year-old guy. Oh, baby, the 41-year-olds are cooking again. Winning kick Nick Folk knuckleballed one 56 yards to give the Jets their 3rd win of the season and hand the Falcons their all-too-familiar soul-crushing loss of the season.
I'm playing with this.
didn't play yet.
The most important win that nobody really watched goes to the Jacksonville Jaguars, who took control of the AFC South. I've never seen a team get less coverage as they claimed first place in their division. It's not a knock on you, Jacksonville. It's really not. It's because you did it against Tennessee. Trevor Lawrence played one of his better games, 229 yards, 2 touchdowns, and most importantly, no picks. Brenton Strange scored after Chimere Dike fumbled on a kickoff. Jacoby Myers continues to be one of the most important trade pieces from the deadline with 90 yards and another touchdown. But my losing keys? Shit was testy out there.
I don't think there's a feistier punter in the NFL than Logan Cook.
Jaguars punter Logan Cook allegedly told Titans Julius Chestnut he was going to.
He came up to me, said he was going to kill me, so I don't know what made him do that.
The next time a cook kills a chestnut, well, that'll probably be from a sodium overdose at the Nathan's hot dog eating contest. Losing stat, the Arizona Cardinals are now 0-7 in games decided by 5 points or less after their 20-17 loss to the Buccaneers that drops them to 3-9 on the season. They are massively unclutch, but it turns out it's really hard to win a game down the stretch when the opposing team knows what plays you're running in the fourth quarter.
The formation told us the ball was going outside. They did a heck of a job with the film study. Nelly made a heck of a play.
Bucky Irving returned for Tampa Bay. He rushed for 61, scored a touchdown. But the only Bucs score I care about is a morbidly big man, Tristan Wirfs, catching the rare, large, lurking dude touchdown. Wirfs, 0 touchdown drops in this game. Chris Godwin had 1 drop touchdown in this game. Watch out, Chris. Baker will make Wirfs his leading target next week if you drop another pass. The game from hell? Minnesota, Seattle. Now it would be unfair to give Max Brosmer the losing QB award this week. He's a fringe QB who made his first start against a great defense, down a couple linemen. We should be honoring that. So instead, let's focus on the Seahawks with their winning defense. Seattle picked off Brosmer 4 times, including that Levis pick 6 to Ernest Jones, who had 2 picks in this game. 5 total turnovers for the Seattle defense, plus 4 sacks on their way to pitching a 26-0 shutout of the down bad Vikings. The Seattle defense's biggest mistake was fumbling the ball after picking Brosmer for a 4th time with a 26-point lead. They held Justin Jefferson to 4 yards on 2 receptions. I mean, JSN had 6 times the amount of receiving yards as Jefferson in this one. A losing offense or losing stat? Well, the Vikings' performance on offense would have been the worst Jets offensive performance ever by DVOA. This offense was so bad that we found a way to compliment the Jets by also insulting the Jets? Sam Darnold got the win with just 128 passing yards. Another QB who didn't have a lot of passing yards and got the win, Josh Allen, who had 5 fewer than Darnold, also led his team to 26 points. I'm going to give James Cook the winning running back award. He did have the most rushing yards at 144, even without a touchdown. But it was his 32 carries that helped the Bills possess the ball for 42 minutes, which is the most time of possession ever against an Aaron Rodgers team. 16 rushing first downs for the Bills. Cook was also the Bills' leading receiver with a staggering 33 yards. The Cam Ward We Ass Award goes to the Steelers' defense.
Ass, we ass, we ass.
They're not ass every week, but when they are ass, they're the most ass. Now, the Steelers' defense gave up the most rushing yards in Pittsburgh since 1975. Oddly, the Bills only scored 1 rushing touchdown while putting up 249 rushing yards on Pittsburgh. And it was Josh Allen surpassing Cam Newton with his 76th rushing TD to get it. Maybe the wildest thing to occur in this ugly-ass game was seeing both Josh Allen and Aaron Rodgers get lit the hell up and not see a flag follow either of those hits. Josh Allen was blasted by Patrick Queen on a quarterback slide, which probably should have drawn a flag. Then we witnessed Joey Bosa take Aaron Rodgers from behind, which used to be okay, but he's married now, Joey. It was a scoop and score for the Bills, and Bosa hit Rodgers so hard from behind, his nose started bleeding. And I can say Aaron Rodgers has never looked more like a Steeler than he did with that bloody nose on the sideline. The Bills' Christian Benford picked off Mason Rudolph, and that was after he scooped and scored Bosa's fumble on the previous drive. So Benford Tools is proud to present our winning defender to Christian Benford. Somewhere Ben Johnson was taking it all off so we could gaze at his Johnson. The Jamie Lannister Award goes to Justin Herbert, who broke his hand during the game and outperformed Aaron Rodgers, also playing with one broken hand. What a handy award this week, huh? Herbert will need surgery, and it's uncertain if he's going to miss any time. Justin Herbert, though, is a badass for this performance with his big Mario glove. This throw by Herbert came right after breaking his hand. So did this throw to the Raiders. It's Caillou, Blue Kelly. Herbert also took a shot after throwing a touchdown. Just gaze upon this beautiful man laying there on the ground.
And you're keeping it together so it's not flopping around on you.
Yep. This is taking us back to the tuck rule, huh, Ter?
Max Crosby gets the losing cheap shot. Shoving Herbert down like this for no reason while he has a broken hand? That's low, Max. Brock Bowers had an amazing catch in the end zone, but he has two functioning hands, so I'm not overly impressed with that. My winning stat, every Raiders touchdown this year has been by a player 24 years or younger. The 1934 Chicago Cardinals are the only team to do this for a full season. My question for the 1934 Cardinals, did they suck too? And the Chargers get my winning bench warmers going to running backs Kamani Vidal, Sassoon, and Jarrett Patterson. The Chargers lost Najee Harris. They lost their first-round pick Omarion Hampton. LaDainian Tomlinson has been retired for 15 years, and Melvin Gordon is fumbling somewhere. Someone needed to step the hell up in that backfield, and Vidal has been more than serviceable as a replacement. He had 126 rushing yards against the Raiders, including a 59-yard score, plus Jarrett Patterson, 54 yards and a tutty of his own. Patterson is a cool story. He once scored 8 touchdowns in a single game in college at Buffalo. He went undrafted, has been bouncing around the NFL since 2021, and got in the end zone for the first time since his rookie season 4 years ago after getting called up from the practice squad. Winning game manager Brocketh Purdy redeemed himself after his 3-pick game against Carolina, posting a very pedestrian 16 of 29 for 168 yards and a score. Congratulations, you did more than enough to beat the Cleveland Browns. Just play safe and don't flip off your own fans. Winning shit talker, though, that's going to Shelby Harris, who I opened the show with. He called 49ers wide receiver Jawan Jennings a hoe?
He's a hoe, and I want that known. Like, I see why he got punched in the nuts. He says some things that you should not say to another man, ever. But, like, I don't respect it because you say that, then run behind your O-line.
I think we now just need to demand a mic'd up segment with Jawan Jennings to see A, what got him punched in the nuts, and B, had a guy on a completely different team say he deserved to get punched in the nuts and the face. Regardless, Jennings did score the lone receiving TD for the Niners. Shedeur Sanders did not start 2-0, but he played just fine. Here's a deep shot he took to Jerry Jeudy that he missed. And here's a nice throw he completed to Harold Fannin Jr. for his first touchdown of the day. Cleveland, though, lost because of multiple mistakes. Special teams gave up a Sky Moore 66-yard punt return. The Browns then muffed a punt after Myles Garrett notched his 19th sack of the season, and Harold Fannin fumbled on the tush push. The good news is Browns fans don't feel worse about their quarterback situation. The Bills, Seahawks, Commanders, 49ers, y'all scored 26 points. And you, Commanders, were the only team to score that number and lose. Did a white corner get an interception? No, but my man Riley Moss was never flagged for defensive pass interference. I broke down the entire Broncos-Commanders game already, so check it out if you haven't yet, but I'm going to split the Michael Penis Jr. Award and give it to both Bo Nix and Marcus Mariota, as both quarterbacks rose to the occasion in overtime. And Mariota was a batted pass away from having the second biggest upset of the week. Somewhere Ben Johnson pulled out his little pope for the guys to glare at in the locker room. Boom! Please subscribe to this YouTube channel. We're almost at 830,000 subs.